Hello, I'm Rangru.
And I'm Graham.
Here today with another 1v1 from the Wargame Bootcamp Discord Elite Tournament, a replay from a few months ago. And who do we have playing today, Mr. Graham?
So in the blue, we have position 0, aka Lai, playing blue for Marine, excuse me. And then the red, we have Zhar playing as Entente Mechanized.
Yep, and we do love seeing a good Marine deck. And this is a good Marine map. It may not be a naval map, but you do have a big bloody river coming down the middle. And you also have Tom Cruise on the field.
Yes, Tom Cruise has entered. He's promoting his new Top Gun movie. So that's why you see him here at the start. And he's going right for that L-17. And it's really not a fair fight as he immediately annihilates it.
Yeah, it's a very good trade early on, yeah, for position 0. Yeah, L-17 definitely getting a little bit too cocky. Probably should have pulled out a bit sooner. But seeing the Cobra just rush right on up. But the Hera's actually going to get some good shots off.
Yeah, he's got the 50 cal right there. The Herod only has like the 40mm frag launcher, so he can't actually deal with it. See the Tomcat still flying around getting some of that that Gucci air detection ring. But the HT-40 is going to go ahead and try and land here. But the Cobra's right on top of him. Oh, yeah, he's backing away. He's like, nope.
Yeah, and it does seem like position 0 will be in a good position to get into Delta. And looking at the rest of the deployments, yeah, position 0 are going to be going a little bit into Alpha. And I think Zato might be trying to make a decent push down south. He's got a good amount of forces, yeah. And neither side really deploying too much up north. It's just a defensive front.
Yeah, which is pretty standard right there. The India Foxtrot just kind of like sit there and stare at each other across the road. And then Delta, Charlie, Alpha end up being the main points of contention. The light riflemen have already got into the town here along with the Milan F2 team for position 0. So these BVP M80s are actually going to get some ATGM fire into the side here. Yep, and there goes down. There goes one of them right there.
Pretty good snipe. And that should be, yeah, position 0's town, easy peasy. Even going to be getting a CV into Delta immediately as well. It'll not getting run into Bravo early on, which is quite interesting. You really think you want to get a CV into Bravo?
I don't know how that makes any sense.
Yeah, it seems
to be
like
honest,
a mistake.
I don't. Yeah, I think that might have been an accident, and he's kind of just stuck with it. But I would still turn it around and send it back to Bravo because it looks like Zarto is going to, try and push. I thought actually he was going to try and push Alpha, but now it seems like he's going to sit maybe here in the middle.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to tell actually. Peace Pheasant 2 coming out right now. I'm not sure what he's trying to snipe. I guess the BVPs, but the L-17 is out. Go ahead and get one side, one missile. Oh, actually no, both missed. But then he does end up killing the Peace Pheasant. Nice pick off there for the MiG-21.
yeah, very good trade for Zato indeed, and he definitely has a good opportunity now. Oh no, he is actually relocating back to Bravo.
Yep.
So that is a good player for position 0. But Zato does have a little bit of time where he does have the supply advantage, or supply line reinforcement advantage, due to having Goph. So now would be a good time. I think he's just trying to push into Delta.
Yeah, if he's going to push into Delta, he kind of needs to move a little faster. But then again, there's not much with the light riflemen, Milan teams in there. We see SAS already pushing up. There's Rima covering the flanks. More right riflemen firing from Alpha as well. It's kind of, I'm not sure how well it's going to work for him here in this case. Yeah, BVP and 80 going down already. Rima engaging the proletariat there in the open.
Yeah, Zanto's kind of in an odd spot because he's slap bang in the middle, and Zero has done a lovely job of just maneuvering around that force. And now he's getting a very good foothold into Charlie, just a light little marine, I was going to say motorized, but marine gang force.
Yeah, Marine Gang. He's been
Marine
watching
gang.
too many Blitz War videos.
He has.
Probably. But we see here the Petabranchi getting engaged because they were spotted. The Brumbar missing a shot there in the VAB. And I like this push here from position 0. Go ahead. Amix 10 opening up there, right? Now he's going to actually get into Charlie and start contesting that point there and kind of isolate Zarto's push in the middle.
God, it's so weird seeing Humvees being used in this game. It's like a forbidden unit.
He's been watching a lot of Steel Division gameplay, so he wants to use the 50 cals to suppress all the infantry. Too much Steel Division gameplay for him. He has to take a break.
Yeah, Zato's not in a very good position here now. He's lost a lot of momentum in Delta. Even just light riflemen are doing a good job of suppression any of the APCs and IFVs from moving up. Yes, the Dragon is completely and utterly crap, but when you don't have a whole lot of super heavy tanks, it's still a pretty scary weapon.
Yeah, and he's also lost a lot of decent AP IFVs to the Dragon, which is pretty crazy. You don't see that very often there. The Proletariat are trying to push up here, but the Light Riflemen are entrenched. The M84 and Recon tank trying to give a little bit fire support there. I think he needs to really work on making sure. I mean, he's going to be able to clean up Charlie here. We see the Recon T-55s coming out, the Recon M84, and some infantry. So he should be able to stop this Charlie push, I think, pretty well at this point.
Yeah, the one advantage Nato does have is he does have a decent amount of tanks on the field, while Position Zero has been more focusing on just, the lighter vehicles and recon armored cars, etc. Oh, L-17, I think he's going to lose the second one here.
He killed the SAS though, so I mean, I'm not sure that one did kill a peace pheasant. So that one at a minimum, I think, paid itself off there.
Yep.
Killed a peace pheasant, killed the SAS right there. He doesn't want that messing around his back line. We see some more Proletariat being called out. Yeah, he really wants to assault that town there in Delta, but he needs infantry, and so we do see some the BVPs coming up. So he might try it again. But Position Zero's already got some extra. There's probably Rima in that transport there to get into Delta.
Yeah, and he can pretty easily just, thanks to his infantry advantage right now, just hold into that town. Zato probably should just try to play to his tank strength, and maybe just put a bit more into Alpha, play the open ground, use those M84s and T-55s to his advantage, especially the Recon M84. That thing is, I mean, we've talked about it enough already.
Yeah, it's absolutely nasty. We do see that the BTR-152, the TCM, was able to shoot down the Hera. Nice little pick off there for him. But more infantry is coming out, some Recon infantry as well. At the same time, we do see Position Zero is going to go ahead and cap Foxtrot. He's got a CV on the way there, so he's going to start getting that +2 advantage. So it looks pretty soon here if your Zhar try to probably cap India as well. But actually, he brings out an infantry unit.
Oh.
There's just one, too. I don't.
Yes. Just a single dude.
He wants to secure the India a little more, I guess.
Yeah, but we're probably going to get into a point of the match now where both sides are just playing the CV wars, and that's definitely an advantage to Position Zero. I mean, map-wise, it's actually very even Stevens along the 50-yard line. I mean, Delta's contested, Charlie and Alpha hasn't been breached, really. But in terms of momentum, it does feel like Position Zero is in a better spot right now.
Yeah, Zhar's also lost a decent amount of just equipment and infantry. Nothing like necessarily crazy, right? But he's lost a nice little bit to start this match, and so you see some smoke coming out here. He's going to try and get these Proletariats, I guess, back into the town here. We'll see if it's successful. He does have multiple IFVs plus an M84N. His infantry got decimated pushing into the forest area between Alpha and Charlie, though. So he kind of has to reassess that. I think that push. Oh, he's calling out a CV, but he's calling it out for Charlie.
Interesting. A bit more of a dangerous spot, but yeah. I guess it's kind of fine either way, really.
Well, it doesn't make sense because you want to cap India because it's the 2-point sector.
Charlie's also 2
Oh, that's right. It is 2-point sector too. I'm dumb. Belay my last there, boys.
Right, out.
Too much steel division. But no, we do see the Rima actually push up there. Yeah, and the Proletariat get killed once again trying to get into the area.
Yeah. And we're seeing up north, I mean, that M84 is fighting a nice amount of fire support, but Zato does not have enough infantry to back up the push. He's kind of been pushing them in piecemeal, where of course you need to just mass up a big blob of angry Yugos and then just kind of foot your way into Delta.
Yeah, it's been sloppy, I think is the best way to put it, right? Like you keep taking 20-man groups of Proletariat, charging them forward, and they just end up getting decimated there by the defensive firepower that Position Zero has in place. And if you're going to push that area rank, I think you have to go all in with it. You have to commit to a large-scale push instead of like the piecemeal dribble that you currently see.
Yeah, and I think it's also kind of screwing them over by having all of them in BVPs right now. I mean, the BVP is a nice unit, but it does add a little bit of extra points cost. And he doesn't really need IFVs too much in his pushes. He just needs a whole heap of infantry.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. He doesn't need a whole bunch of that, especially because like there's not a lot of heavy material in front of him. It's one AMX-10 and then some light riflemen. So really, the M84AN could actually be the fire support that he needs if he needs something to kill like a vehicle. But I agree with you. He needs to mass up his troops and just kind of go in all at once. We do see that he does call out Zarto does the CV for India because it is currently a +4. All right, there it goes back to the +2. But nice little points gain there by Position Zero.
Yeah, not bad indeed. We've seen that F-14 providing very good cap coverage over the battlefield. Honestly, a very... I don't know actually how I feel about F-14s and 1v1s. I feel like you kind of need 2 of them to be super effective, but it's still a decent deterrent.
It's a good plane. I kind of agree with you about you want the pairs, but I don't know. I typically don't like to buy super expensive fighters if I don't have to. I prefer just to use like cheaper ones. Like if I play Soviets, I really like to use just the MiG-25. You know, Grip Jellyman does that a lot too. I don't like putting so many points in just an ASF.
Yeah,
But
all it takes is the AI to be retarded for 5 seconds, and it
right,
flies
and you
over the
lost your pretty
goddamn
plane.
tour.
right. It just or that tour is like the hero of the Soviet Union, and he just makes every single hit for the first time in the 10 years of the game's history.
Patriot goes bruh.
Patriot does go burr. That's absolutely true. We see more infantry being called out by Zarto. So it looks like he's kind of given up on pushing Delta. And I think that's the right move. Why grind it out in Delta for a 1-point sector when you can, at this point, I would push Alpha and try and decap it. Like that's the better move.
You don't have to completely capture Alpha. You just need to get into the Southern Forest and just hold it for a little bit. He's not going to lose Delta because he has a pretty decent force here, and just the armored support can cover that little open gap between the Delta town and his Delta Forest. But yeah, pushing into Alpha, we're already seeing he's maneuvering along the Southern Forest here with just some light IFVs, and he's got tanks and I believe just some Czech reserve infantry being brought in as well. So it seems like a decent consolidated push.
Legit opening here if he wants it, because they're like you talked about there's really not much in front of him here. So these M84s can push up here and start engaging. Yep, there goes the BTR there. As he sees the Zelda with the Israeli Marine infantry pushing up, and even Czech reserve infantry is just enough to mess around the forest because there's really not a lot in there.
Yeah, this is definitely a good push for him. It's just will he be able to capitalize in time?
He's actually bringing out a ton of infantry, so he's going to have essentially six squads of BVPs with Proletary called out now to push into this to push into Alpha. And that's exactly what you want. You see a Peace Pheasant 2's up, so he bought another one of those after one died. He's going to go and try, I think, get one of these M84s. And they're wide out here in the open, so here we go. The missiles are away. Both miss right there, but he does get the M84A.
So not too terrible in that trade, and he's going to be able to get off quite nicely. Those L-17s all going down definitely saves him quite a bit, and also the anti-air being suppressed a bit.
Yeah, and so he's going to call it a Sava right there to try and help out with some AA, because he really has none remotely close to the front rank. He has one back there in Charlie, but that's pretty much it for him. Actually, his Prom's pretty far back now, too.
Oh, look up north at Hera. He could get a CV snipe.
Oh, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It's already lost 2 HP, though. So the MG3 might depends on if when it sees it here. Oh, yeah, there goes. It opens up. Oh, no, but it shot the Zelda. Yeah, see, one other HP goes down. He's going to... Oh, yep, and then the CV gets the kill.
Yep, and position 0 already moved. He probably wants to move a bit more now, yep. In case of a surprise airstrike.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Hera, or like even like the Gazelle sometimes, is that they do have really low HP. So it's funny to see the MG3 get the kill there.
Yeah, I think just flying over up north, he ran into some 50 cal fire from the XA, and yeah, it's enough to screw you over. It could have been a very nice CV snipe for him, but alas.
Yeah, it could have been huge. But I like his push here. I think he's waiting a little bit for some more infantry to come up. This AMX-13 is going to get a side shot, taking out, and he's lost multiple.
Oof.
Look, that's great. See, that's happened a few times this game here, and that's just really brutal because you're losing units you really don't need to right there. And so he's going to bring up more, and he's got plenty of mechanized deck right rank, but it's they add up after a while.
I think the BVPs are holding them back just a little bit, because they haven't really been fighting that much fire support, and as you see, just light riflemen, some Milan F2 fire, cheap recon tanks, have been eating them up absolutely piecemeal.
Yeah, I also think this push is probably a minute too late, which I think goes back to all your stuff's on BVPs, right? They take, it just, I don't know, they're more expensive. There was a really wide opening that he had about 2 minutes ago where he could have been in this forest, secured it, and then it would have been up to position 0 to counterattack. But now he's got to fight these Marines at pretty much equal strength as they come in here. And the BVPs aren't Yeah, we see the RPG going out there. Though they're getting some shots there, right there. You can see the auto cannons trying to tear into them a little bit.
Yeah, but just those beefy Gavati squads will be enough to
Yeah.
hold up against this Yugoslav infantry push. I mean, you should really be bringing up some of the, because the proletarians are the Socrons. I forgot the name. It's like the Mechanovas. Like Mechanova spam is like,
yeah.
You know, that's, you know, the proletarians like the jam, and the Mechanovas are like your toast.
Yeah, you can get them in some really cheap transports too, right? So you can flood the field with Mechanovas pretty easily, and then you have a couple squads of Proletary 90 to just beef up the push there, and that's more than enough to do, especially against a Marine deck. There's nothing heavy in it. I mean, the heaviest piece of equipment is a K1, which you actually see right there pushing forward by Charlie.
Yeah, and position 0 is just going to eat up his push.
Yeah, the small engaging LVTP right there. You just see the frag launcher tearing into the Proletary right there. So the MA4A is going to push up here and try and get a shot, and does get the kill there on the LVTP. But the K1 is kind of pushing up as well to try and keep it off there. But this push is basically over.
Yeah, and as you can see, position 0 has now got a very good consolidated force into here. So that's going to be very tough for Santo to do another attack into here. It's just way too built up, which does limit his options quite a bit. Like, Alpha's pretty well built up, Delta's very well defended. Heck, even up north, Foxtrot has a lot of, ATGMs and just vehicles about.
Yeah, and he's also spent multiple points here on and adding more into the defense of India, which I really just don't. What's the point of doing that if you're trying to launch an attack on Alpha? Like, I think you need to commit everything you have. It's not. There really isn't some heavy fighting. I know there were some engagements there not too long ago, but it's nothing crazy.
Yeah. We're also seeing some OT-62s. I believe those are the Czech RPG troops being brought up and some more Czech reserves. So he's going to be gearing up for push number 2. I mean, does have. I mean, the fire support maybe will help out a bit, but still. Oh no, actually, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of Gavatis, so they have taken some heavy damage. So you might have an opportunity again to push in. That's what I'm trying to rager.
Yeah. I mean, he's going again. Like, I think you're definitely right about that. He's bringing out a lot more infantry, more BVP. This is the BVP game for sure. I don't think I've seen so many in a game in a while. But I'm just not sure it's going to work. I mean, if you mass enough troops, especially as mech, right, you can flood the field. And that's a legitimate thing here. What's that BVP? Oh, it's shooting at a vehicle up there. I was looking at Delta for a second. But he's going to wipe out the force there again. And being mechanized, he doesn't have necessarily a lot of organic fire support in the artillery tab. So he's really kind of just relying on on mortars. Which, I think right now something a little heavier would probably be really nice.
Yeah. He really seems to saturate it. Does he have rocket artillery? I mean, he is... He doesn't have the Plamon.
No, he doesn't.
That's like, also I think you can get a mech deck, but
I'm not sure because I don't play Yugo mech very much, so I'm not positive. So I'm sure somebody in the chat will correct us, Rang, if we in the comment section.
I think you mean comment section. This isn't your filthy Twitch stream.
Yo, don't
I'm joking.
Who's a hater? But yeah, he's actually calling out more infantry, but he's gonna go push Delta again with a 4-stack. Yeah, I really think that it's too... Like, Zarto at this point is just too unfocused. There's, like, points going on a bunch of different directions. The Valkyrie opening up here, getting some shots in, as he's already staging this infantry, so you can go ahead and get some stuns, which is nice before an engagement if you can preempt that push with an MLRS barrage. And we see it right there. It doesn't necessarily have to kill anything, but it's just really annoying. Panics all the infantry and delays it. The small gun open up here, getting one of the OT transports, or both of them, and killing one of the squads of infantry.
Yeah, not a bad, just salvo overall. It's definitely going to slow down that push for a little bit. The K1's now in a great position, and if that moves out of that forest, is going to get K1'd.
Yeah, it's a great spot there for the K1. He's got the Gavati moving in the backside too. They passed the Czech recon infantry. It's funny, but he did at the same time he capped. Where'd the CV go in Delta? Did one die?
Maybe.
It did because he had a +1 there. He did die for sure. Where did die at? Or am I just tripping?
Honestly, I don't know. We could both be tripping.
I swear there was a +1 there because I was going to comment that the T-72 Zartos called out to try and stop the point bleed that was occurring again. But I don't know. Maybe I'm.
Anyway, we're seeing
anyways,
Zato
moving on.
do just another big infantry push. So he has a good chunk of infantry here, but at K1's just getting some good shots into the side. The Milan F2. Yeah, Zero is just in a good place to just try and snipe it. And, oh, M84 going down.
Yeah, Zero is definitely in the driver's seat of the game currently. I mean, we see more. It's a frontal wave infantry assault here. It's like some World War I style combat coming out for the Entente deck here. The Pram's actually almost out of ammunition. He needs to resupply that. And a Cub M4 coming up for Zarto. I guess to try and deal with the Tomcat. But it's not going to help him retake that any territory.
No.
But yeah, this push is just getting eaten up. F2 coming out there trying to hit the AN, which it does get. It gets it down to 1 HP right there. Really massive hit there for the F2.
And then the infantry, before you can even reach the forest, completely down to absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and we see more infantry getting called, Czech reserve infantry being called out to attack Delta here. Whereas we see, and the T-72 from Doctor does cap it, so it gives him a +1 here. But there's already an M48 command vehicle coming out to Delta for position 0. So it's not gonna. He's really not gonna get many points with this.
Yeah, I think actually redirecting his forces over to Delta for Zato would be quite a smart move. I mean, his M84 is almost out of ammunition. He does need to get out resupplied. But there's just been so much defensive build-up in Alpha, you just need to try and change your angle of attack.
No, I agree. I just think sometimes on this map, if you lose the positioning war so early, it's really hard to get back into it. So you have to be decisive in your movements after that. And he's really kind of fittered away his strength a couple different times in other areas. And now you see the counterattack here in Alpha. I mean, honestly, he could now position 0 could just win the game if he wanted to. He could move into Charlie. There's nothing. Some M84 is coming up, but there's just currently a Sava and a Cub M4 and one M84.
Yeah,
in the open too.
Zato has not really traded efficiently at all down south, and that is going to screw him over if position 0 does decide to keep on pushing his position. Oh, F-18 Hornet coming in. Is he going for the M84?
He was the M84 thing, but yeah, it's gone.
He has a lot of like ATGM planes.
Yeah, he has the 2 because he has the F-18 car. Oh, the F-18 does go down to the Cub M4.
There we go. I was gonna say Yugo anti-air, but no, that's a coup. That's a Czech anti-aircraft piece.
Yeah, it's got a nice kill right there. I mean, he is getting into the town here. The M48 is going to come in and decap the spawn essentially, neutralize it. But we see the Gavati here engaging the Czech ATGM team. They're going to go down.
Yeah, I think Zero's just going to push Charlie. Yeah, we are seeing his 2 M84s, so I can contest the K1. And if he can just keep the tank advantage, he can pretty much deny any push into Charlie, because once again, it's a big open field, well, mostly open field, between Charlie and Alpha.
Yeah, I just think that Zarto's lost all his momentum. I know we talk about it a lot, Rang, but I don't see how he regains the initiative in this game right now without something crazy happening.
Mm-hmm. It's tough, because, yeah, like you said early on, this map really rewards, like, you making a big decisive push early in the match. Because if you push into Alpha, like, at the get-go and get a foothold in there, that's a big +2, you know, chunky advantage. But between playing Delta and then moving his force from the initial Alpha push to Delta, you know, you lose out on that time advantage.
Yeah, because honestly, to counterattack any of these points now, which is what he has to do because he is down in points, right? Like, you know, Katie's nice and important, but at the end of the day, position 0 has almost 100 more points than him, so Zarto's forced into attacking at some point, and the defenses in both these areas are now extremely strong, and I mean, this K1 did just run out the open right there and take a shot from that Conqueror. He's only got one more round, so I'm not, missile, excuse me. Yeah, as the Valkyrie shot comes in there, too. And the K1's probably going to live, and it's going to live with 1 HP.
Lucky little bugger.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen MI-35 called out there. I'm not really sure what he wants to accomplish with that. The T-72 actually got hit, ran to the fire. They got hit by some fire there, so exposed its position a little bit, though. I'm sure Position 0 knows exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
It's hard to hide a CV in that little sliver of Delta.
Yeah, I do like his push with the XAs over the open ground. I mean, of course, we know the ATGM is out of ammunition, but still good use of smoke.
Yeah, no, great use of smoke. There's also screens from the M84s that are in the forest line there too, so it kind of serves a double purpose for it, which is a really great move here. We're going to see it try and get into the town. At the same time, Zarto is moving up BVPs with Proletary, so the BVPs are going to open up here as the transports reach their spot. He needs to unload immediately. He does, so the government do get out with full HP.
Yep, and that's going to be a fantastic position. Of course, Zarto still has a decent amount of fire support backing him up, and Position 0 in this little central push doesn't have a whole lot of tanks or really AT options right now. It's just mainly infantry.
Yeah, it's just mainly infantry. We do see the K1's being repaired in the back line. There's another K that's been brought up. SAS moving into position 2. Hilo going down there for Zarto. So the government should kill these Conquerors teams. Yeah, it's going to get him right there. Plus, he's got a little fire support, too, from the AMX recon tank.
Mm-hmm.
But the MI-35 has come up, though, and there's actually... Where's the SAS? So they're actually off in the building there. So there's actually no AA up here. Oh, there's the Rapier. There it is.
There it is. They're almost out of fuel.
Yeah, this range against Helos is abysmal. I knew it was bad. 2,100 meters. That thing sucks.
Yeah. Thankfully, the Argentinians didn't have any helicopters.
Yes, right. It's very... very clutch for Her Majesty's armed forces.
Oh, the Empire Strike, sorry. Yep. I was going to go all British, yeah.
It was going to go too Anglo right there.
Yeah.
MI-35 does get some nice hits in here and some damage. I mean, he could honestly double down on him a little bit. There's just the one SAS squad over there, and I don't see any other. There's another one further by Alpha. MI-35 spam might work.
Yeah, it's actually providing decent amount of fire support. It's used up all of its main munitions already, so he's definitely got his money's worth. And then just the lack of anti-helicopter AA is not helping out Position 0. He's still just dug in very well. And as you can see from Alpha, he's providing a lovely amount of fire support. And those BVPs are just getting peed on, jeez.
Yeah, they've just been annihilated. I mean, if you get the story of the games, these BVPs suck. Yeah. Like, this is your first time watching a Wargame Red Dragon cast, and you're like, oh, I want to use BVPs. This hasn't been a good highlight for, IFV support for infantry here, because they've just been absolutely dunked on by ATGMs. I mean, it kind of looks like Ukraine.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not because, honestly, the BVP is a good vehicle, but you need to diversify, just like how you used to diversify in the stock market right now. You need some cheaper transport options so you can just get infantry spam, and then have one or two proletary squads out, providing some BVP support. I know, with like IFVs, you really get into diminishing returns quite quickly.
We actually see an air package real quick. I was going to make a joke about your maybe your investment portfolio. We see the MiG-29 coming out here with the napalm dropping in hot on the town. Not that he can really follow it up, though, which is my only... Oh, no, he's going for the CV. But it's a tank, so it lives.
For now, it's on half HP. Will he be able to drive out in time?
I think so. He also could move his supplies. Oh. It's at 1 HP. He's right outside. No, it's going back in. No. I gotta watch. No.
It's like, oh no, I'm on fire. Let me stop.
Let me stop in the fire. Multiple Valkyries open up, so we have some MRS barrages going out at once here. T-72 is secure in the back there. I mean, Position 0... I mean, it's annoying, I guess, if you're Position 0, right? You gotta call it another CV. But he's completely decimated the push. And there's nothing to stop the Charlie attack here. There's one M84, a Czech recon squad with an SVD, and that's about it. AMX-13 spots the Czech squad, opens up right there. We see the Rima engaging, SAS pushing up along with a Lynx in the back for some fire support and a K1. Yeah, this might be this could be the nail in the coffin here.
Yeah, it's just way too much stuff on the field at this point for Zato to really deal with. He does have, you know, those tanks and the one MA or two Mi-35s now, but it's just an overwhelming amount of infantry and just cheap vehicles, which is what you really need for a push.
No, absolutely. We see Mi-35 coming up here to try and buy some time, but his SAS squad's already moving up into position there for position 0. And so it should get a shot here into that anytime soon. Tomcat's providing top cover to stop the planes from coming back out. K1s. Oh, the K1 getting double teamed right there between the MA4 and the MA4A. It's going to get one more shot off, and it misses right there. So K1. What's the MA4 shooting at? I was shooting at the BTR-52. Never mind.
Oh,
it's going to live. So the K1 does go down. Mi-35 comes in here. But there are SAS in position. If they can get into the proper position, they could get a stinger into it.
Yeah. This replay has definitely made me realize how much I say position.
That's true.
Position 0. I think that was his position to begin with.
Yeah, he was really trying to establish his position.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see the stinger going to go up here and get another side shot, and there goes the Mi-35. The Falcon Yager get the kill on the Cub, and now he's on the hunt for the CV. Only the M84A like kind of stands in his way, but he's gonna move around here.
Yeah, he's I think he's buggered Graham at this point.
What does buggered even mean?
Like you're buggered. You're
right, but what is
you're screwed.
Oh, you're why do you say buggered? Like I don't get it.
Because I'm British.
I'm British.
I'm British.
Why can't you just say it's over? You know, I'm
done.
Because
buggered is fun and people laugh at it.
Ah, I see.
You see, to be a successful YouTuber, Graham...
Oh! Tom Cruise goes down!
Wrecked.
The L-17 got in there and killed Tom Cruise. The Yugos win. I mean, that's the game, actually. I think that Zarto just won.
Yeah. I think, at this point... I mean, Zero's lost the best unit in a Marine deck. What's he gonna do?
Maverick goes down.
Yeah.
That's a big deal right there.
Who cares about the ground game?
I don't. He just lost Tom Cruise, the American icon, to a MiG-21.
Is that why you always play Maverick Income?
Obviously. I mean, why else? We're talking about a lot of Steel Division in this Red Dragon cast.
Don't worry, we'll start talking about Rouge soon.
Should we be talking about Eugen's hit new game, Warno?
Let's leave that for a few months. It's still like needs a bit of time in the oven. A lot of time in the oven.
A lot of time. It's still in early access.
Yeah.
Important to remember. Well, we do see the hair over here trying to get some kill. He can't even kill the small right there. It's gotta be so frustrating. He's only got 14 rockets though, so.
Yeah. We're just seeing like
these
small little pushes here. Once again, the proletaries backed up by VVPs. They're not gonna have a good time. It's just should be just using them. I mean, he's buggered. He's lost the game at this point.
He's absolutely buggered.
He's buggered, Graham. He is buggered.
Absolutely. I think the big thing is how many times can we send BVPs forward against like entrenched positions and expect the outcome to change?
I think we need to do it more.
Right. I need six or eight more BVPs sent to the front.
Yeah.
I mean, if it doesn't work, work once, try it again, and then try it again, and then try it again.
I think the problem is that he's using BVPs and not BMPs, you see.
I think he needs BMP3s.
I think or BMDs.
Or BMDs, yeah.
BMDs, yeah.
BMDs.
Needs to diversify those.
He needs a Sprut. He needs like an it needs to be like the Wargame Annihilation mod. You can bring in a Sprut in an Mi-26 transport helicopter and drop it off right there at the front.
Oh, we're seeing Super Glove and MiG-29 coming in.
Oh, MiG-29 just gets smacked by the Reaper. And there it goes, going down right there.
What does a Glove even kill?
I don't even know what it killed.
It didn't even
They got hit though too. And the Reaper just annihilated that MiG-29.
Yeah.
That wasn't where the CV was, and he's got a Command M60 chilling in the factory complex over there. Quite the game, Ring.
Quite the game indeed. It's the Marine Gang won the match without really being that Marine Gang-ish.
Where
Like,
was the naval invasion?
Yeah, where was like, the boats coming down the river.
Oh, Valkyrie killed his own transport. Killed his own vehicle. The MiG-29 coming back out. I mean, I feel like he waited way too long to get his airplanes. I mean, the MiG-29 napalm bomber is one of the best in the game. And I know it was because of the F-14, but it really could have been more impactful in like other positions. Look at this. These Phantoms up here to provide escort for this F-18C, which has nothing to kill.
Very proper. I'm gonna bet you the KD ratio for this match is gonna be extremely lopsided.
I will not take you up on that bet.
Okay.
I'm not trying to lose any money here. M84. That M84 has been there for a while. He's just hanging out there. Finally getting a couple more targets.
Okay, that's actually pretty standard. 1,100. Oh, a bit above standard, but still. That is the match.
Yeah, position 0, definitely.
Double the conquest points exactly.
Oh wow! Yeah. You don't see that very often.
No, and it's like really funny numbers.
Yeah, it just felt like the whole time position 0, aka Lie, knew what he wanted to do. Zarto just didn't seem like he knew what he wanted to do. Yeah. So it kind of reflected in the way they played and the strategies that they executed. And too many times Zarto kind of threw away expensive units over and over again for just no real game.
Yeah, because in like it was a grindy match, really, and Zarto did have the better grindy deck type. But the way he built the deck, I think, really screwed him over. Position 0 actually like dug in hard, and with a Marine deck, I mean, you have K1s which are decent, but you're meant to be like a reared moto airborne hybrid, and he didn't really have to play it that way. He just spammed infantry, used some cheap ATGMs, and blew up BVPeed till the sun went down.
No, that's exactly what happened. And then I just wanted to double check so I didn't say anything dumb. Yeah, so he has no... Excuse me. So Zarto watches this. I would just highly recommend that you add in some Mechanovas into your deck so you can get some really cheap infantry out there to grind with the Civic Proletariat. Because he actually has no Mechanovas whatsoever in his deck. His cheap infantry unit is the Czech reserves.
Reserve infantry only get you so far. I mean, the French reserve infantry are good because they come in the AMX, which has like 3 frontal armor. But the Hanomag half track, which the Czechs get, are pretty. Yeah.
No, they're good. Yeah. Yeah. So that would be my big thing to him is that you definitely need that if you're gonna play a mech deck, some nice cheap infantry to spam. That's not just reserves. Some mainline infantry. That's what the cool kids like to say.
You do need some mainline troops. But yeah, once again, Graham, thank you very much for joining. I didn't mean to call your stream filthy earlier. I was misrepresenting.
No, it's okay. I forgot that. Oh, snap! Shots fired! I didn't mean to mess up the 2 versus 1 point sector. So I deserved it.
Okay, no problem. We can continue next week.
Okay. On Rangroo's channel.
Indeed. And thank you very much for watching, guys. And as usual, please, Jess, take it easy.